Welcome back guys, this is Shrikant. This is 16th part of a series that's a Learn SQL Server in 60 days. Last video we talked about the time table, how to create time table and how to see those table, right? And in this video I'm going to show you in more detail how to play with the time table. So points which we are going to cover in this video are time tables, right? That's how to play with it. Then permanent table, we already know how to create it, but I'm going to show you the difference between the temp and the permanent table in this demonstration. Then we are going to talk about the temp procedure. These are like the temp table, but we are going to understand it, right, for our knowledge purpose. Okay, let's start. In the last video I talked how to represent the temp table, right? So temp table always get represented by the hash symbol. Last video we talked about the temp table, what are the different type of temp table and how to represent it. Just try to recap it. There are two kind of temp table. The first type of temp table is called as the local temp table. Another type of temp table is called as the global temp table. If I am reading code and I am seeing the any table with a single hash, then what does it represent? It's a temp table which is local to the session. So I would say it's a local temp table. So if I want to name it, how do I name it? You can just start with prefix hash and you can give any name. I'm making it as demo. Great. Then let's talk about the globe table. So global temp table it always be represented with a double hash. If I am reading any code and I am seeing the something like double hash, then I would say it's a table and it's a global temp table. And how does it represent? It represented like this: the demo 2 or demo 1, right? So this is the basic difference to understand or to distinguish the local temp table and the global temp table. Great. Now we are going to understand in detail the local temp table and the global temp table. Great. I'm going to open a new window on the left side. You can see here this is a new window. I got it after clicking on a new query. So just click on a new query like this. You will prompt it to another window and the window will look like this. Would be a blank window, right? And if you'll come and if you see and if you observe carefully, there is a number 55. If you'll see my mouse on the file, so you are going to see here 55. What is 55 basically? This 55 represents the session ID. So session ID is an ID which is important to represent the processing part, right? So everything whatever we do in the system, all the things get represented, or all these things are attached with one session ID. So how to see the session ID for my window, right? So this is an variable SPID. This is a global variable. Just you need to write select and SPID. This is a system defined variable. Just run the query. The moment you will run the query, you will see the number, and this number is 55, which is exactly matching with my query name, query window name basically. Yeah. So this is 55 and this is 55. So both the things are matching, right? So basically this is a session ID. So session ID represent the session into the system. Great. Now we are going to create a table with a local single hash, right? So just do one thing, create one table here, create table, let's say temp, and add any column in it, let's say. So basically this is in a plain structure to add a single column with integer data type into the system, and the table name is a temp which represents the name of a table into the system. Great. And if I execute this query, what will I get? I will get a table into the system which is basically permanent and which cannot be altered or which cannot be dropped directly. For that I need to use specific command, right? So if I close the session or if I disconnect it from the server, I will get back this table because this is permanent to the system, right? And if I'm going to say I want to create a table which will be destroyed, which will be disappeared when I close my session, so I need to go for the temp table, right? So just add prefix single hash here. So if I say this is a definition for my table and I'm going to read it, I'm going to read like this: create table hash temp id as in. So what does it represent? It represents that I'm going to create a temp table, and if I close this session and if I close the window, this table will disappear. I won't get back this table, I won't get back the data in on this table, right? So let's do it. I'm going to create this table by just selecting the query and running the execute. I just created this table and going back or going down here, and I'm going to write a query select star from this table. The moment I select this query and I'm going to run this query, what will I get? I will get a blank data here because I haven't loaded anything into that. Okay, just to see proper data or proper understanding, we are going to insert the data into table, insert into the all the same rules will be applicable for the temp table also. Just insert data like select one more row union, select two. Okay, so as this table has only a single column, it means that it needs to pass only a single value. So I created this query and I'm going to insert the value into this table. Okay, I can see this query got executed successfully, and I'm going to run this query again. I'm going to see back the data. Okay, let's click on that, and the moment I select this query and run execute, I would see here two rows because I loaded two rows into the table. I'm going to see here the 1 and the 2. These are the two rows which belongs to the column called as id and which belongs to the table name as a temp. As I said, this is relevant to the session, this is relevant to the window, and if I close this or if I close this or if I'll move to another session, I won't get back this table. This window won't know what is hash temp, right? Just select this query and run the query and copy the same query again and go to the another session. Here you will see the session ID for this window is 57, right? So again, you know how to cross verify the session ID, just SPID, right? Here we'll get the number and that number would be the 57 because it's a session ID for this window, right? This is 57. Great. Now I just copied the query, I'm coming back here, I'm selecting the query and running the query once again. I'm running the query and I'm getting the error. So what is error? Error is invalid object name hash temp because system doesn't know or this session doesn't know what is hash temp, because hash temp is a local temporary table which is only pointing to the current session. This session is a 57 and this session is a 55. Both the sessions are different, so I can't get back this hash temp here, right? You can come back here and you can run the query and you can see the output. You can get the output in one window, you cannot get the output in another window. This is basically the local temp table. This is really very useful when we do work on the store procedure or when we do write the ad hoc code where we needed the temporary table. Every time we can't go for the permanent table, right? Because creating permanent table and leaving behind those table which will be again burden on the system, because we will never go back and will never use it. So creating the temp table and loading data into those table will always beneficial for us, because when the session get closed, those table will get destroyed and the memory will get freed up. Great. This is the temp table. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create the permanent table now, permanent global table, right? So what do we need to do? We just need to copy the code, and let's see, we only need to add one more prefix, that's a single hash. So single hash and single hash, which is a double hash, and this is now the double hash table. We call it as the global name table, right? So how does it represent? It represented with a 2 hash. Okay, I have written a script which represents creating a table which has a single column and has a data type int, and the table is a hash name. Okay, I'm going to select this query and I'm going to run this query. Let's run this query and let's see what happens. I can see the command completed successfully, and if I'm going to select the query and I'm going to run it, how does it look like? It will show me no data. Let's run it. Again it will show me no data because we haven't loaded any data into the system. So what we will do here, we are going again to the table query and we are going to load few rows into the table. So for distinguish but between the first and the second, I'm going to add a free row here. Let's make a free and let's run the query. I'm going to run the query and I can see 3 rows are affected. Let's copy this table name and let's run it again. I can see here 3 rows. Again, just select the old table and run same query with this. I can see the previous table, which is the hash name, and the new table, which is the double hash name. Both the table has the same name. So you can say the name of a table can be same, right? But which represent the different entities. Okay. There is no restriction for the name. So you can use the same table name for your local temporary table, and you can use the same table name for your global temp table. Great. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to copy this query double hash name and I'm going into the new session, that's a 57, right? And I'm going to select this query and I'm going to run this query. Let's run it. Now this table is accessible in another window. What does it mean? It means that if you are going to create a global temporary table, that global temporary table will be accessible throughout your session, right? Throughout your session, and this is accessible to the server. As you can see, this session 55 is active on the server, so I'm able to access it on the server. Great. Again, if I'm dropping this table here, let's see, we created this global temp table on a 55 and we are going to drop this table on a session ID 57. Will I be able to do that, or will it show me any error because I created this table on another session and I'm going to drop it on another session? Let's see it. Yeah, it got completed successfully. So what does it mean? It means that you can create the global temp table in any session. You can drop the global temp table on another session. Great. Now what are we going to do? I'm going to show you a next demonstration here. Let's say now this is my session 55 and I'm going to close it. How do I do that? What I need to do, I just need to come here and I need to disconnect. The moment I'll click on a disconnect, this session will be closed from the server. Again connect it. Okay. Now here the session ID 55 is created. Now again come here and let's run the query. Okay, got it. Though the session ID is 55 here because no other process is running on my server, but you can see here we haven't dropped a local temp table, but session got closed and now I'm not able to access the single hash table also. Why? Because this local temp table is attached to the session ID. It means that if I close this or if I disconnect this session, the table will also get destroyed. Right now I'm going to create once again the global temp table here. Let's create it. Great. Now I am going to disconnect or I am going to close. Let's close it. I am going to close this session. But before that, just go to another tab and just run this query. And let's see if this table is accessible or not. You can see ID as a column because we haven't loaded. This table is accessible here. Now what are we going to do? We are going to close this session, disconnect. Let's disconnect it and let's go back again and let's see. You can see here again the global temp table which is global to the server, right, which is also not accessible. Why? Because this table was created on another session, that's session ID 55, and that session got disconnected. What does it mean? It means that the global temp table is accessible until the original session is not closed. You don't need to manually drop the table if you close your original session, right? So your operation is closed, your session is closed, the global temp table will also get destroyed or also get dropped from the same database. Okay, hope you guys understood and you guys don't have any doubt, right? So just to recap, global temp table is for entire server, but which is also depend on the session where it is created. Local temp table is only related to the current session where it is created. You cannot access it into another session. Great. Now let's go back to our main or our initial understanding tab. Okay, so we talk about the temp table. Now let's talk about briefly or permanent table. So what's permanent table? We already know what is permanent table. Permanent table is a table which is permanent to the system. What does it mean? It means that if I close the session or if I close the window or if I disconnect from the server, the table would always be there, whether the server is active or closed, whether the server is available or not, the table would always be there into their memory on their file disk, right? Great. So permanent table is a permanent to the system and which is always available for us for accessing the data. Let's do it. Let's understand. Create table. This is the one table I'm creating. Create table test one ID it, and just write some script to insert data. Let's add some data into it. Insert test one, select one, union, select two. Let's run it. First create the table we created, then load data. We load it, right? You can see here we got an error. Okay, okay. Insert into test. Let's run it. So we loaded data into the table grid. Now this table, if I'm going into another session and running the query, let's see if that table is accessible in another session or not. Yes, I can get a lot of data. So basically problem is just copy. We have loaded into another my test table. Let's run it. So I can see here one row is loaded. Again move to the next tab and let's run it. So I'm querying this table with execute, right? So I'm getting only one record because I just loaded a single record in the table. Great. Now this table is accessible because I created this table in a session ID 59 and now I'm accessing this table in a 57. Now if I'm going to disconnect my server, how to disconnect it? So there are multiple ways. Let's go to the file view, then object explorer. You can see your connection manager. Just right click on that, then disconnect. Now the server got disconnected from my SSMS. Again connect back, as this is my local, so I am using star, so I'm again connecting back to the server. Once connected, again go back to the Windows and let's run it. You can see here our demonstration is this table should be present on the server. I can see this table is present. Though the server was closed, though the session was closed, right? Everything was closed, but the table is still present. So this is basically permanent table, and that is the difference between the permanent table and the temp table. The temp table will always be destroyed when the session or the server get closed or the offline, but permanent table will never get destroyed or never will disappear. This is permanent to the system. Great. Hope you guys understood the difference between the permanent and the temp table. Now we are going to try, or we are going to understand one more interesting thing in the SQL Server, which is a temp store procedure. We already understood the procedure part, what is store procedure, how to create it, how to access it. But do you guys know there are requirement or there are a situation where we don't have access to create a permanent table on the server, right? You have only permission to the temp database, or you only have permission to read the data. So in that condition, if someone asks to troubleshoot the query, or someone asks to find out the reason why the data is not matching or why the business logic is not working, then you have only one option to create the temp table, right? Understood? So sometimes we also need to create the temp procedure, because creating the permanent procedure you don't have access. Great. Now we are going to understand the temp procedure. Temp procedure are like the normal procedure, but those are related to the session. Once the session is closed, the temp procedure definition will always get closed. Let's try to understand. If I want to create a procedure, how do I do that? I'm going to write a statement, create procedure my test, right, and just add definition, select one. This is a simple procedure with the single one line definition. Just create it. You can see the command line executed, and if I'm going to execute this, how do I do that? Just write exe and just execute. I will get output as a 1 because I just created this procedure. But imagine you don't have access to create the permanent object onto the server, so you will go with the temp. That's a local stored procedure. And let's select the query. Let's run the query and let's see now. You can see the command completed successfully. I just copy the name of your test procedure and just execute it. The moment you will execute, you will see the output. What does it mean? That you don't have to create on the permanent object. The procedure is created with the same name but with the local specifier. Okay, let's try to understand. If I am going to copy this statement, I am moving to the next window or next session. and running the same code, what will happen? Will I get error or will it get executed? Let's run it. I will get an error. Why? Because system is not able to find the stored procedure, which will show me could not find stored procedure my test, because this stored procedure belongs to the session 55. It doesn't belong to 58. Okay. Again, run the query in the 58 where it was originally created. I can see the output of the stored procedure. So what does it mean? It means that the temp stored procedure works like the temp table, right? It's like a local stored procedure to the system. Whenever we will not have access to create the object on a permanent system, then we need to go with the temp object. Hope you guys understood and enjoyed our 16th part of our series, that's a Learn SQL Server in 60 days, which is related with basically temp, permanent and temp procedure, and enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed and like our video. Please don't forget to subscribe, share with your friend, so that we'll get motivation and we'll try to upload few more videos. And if you like, please don't forget to comment in a comment section. It will motivate us to continue this series. And thank you so much.